Hello everyone and welcome to another TSR track guide. Today is round 4 of the TSR calendar. We are in China, we are in Shanghai. Some very unique corners up ahead and a very tricky circuit we have on our hands for this week's race. So without further ado, I would say we jump straight on board with TSR Marvin, who provided this lap for China this week. Unfortunately, there is no game sound, so yeah, that's a bit of a bummer, but nonetheless, I will go into much detail there. So coming up to this final corner is Marvin now, and there's the first tricky part. So you can cut the corner, basically the only part of the track where you can cut the corner or even extend on the right hand side. Marvin does that very nicely here, taking a lot of curb, opening up the DRS, coming up to the line. And now, like I said previously, the very unique corner we can see here now coming up, and which you can also see on the track map on the left hand side. The snail section basically is what makes this circuit so unique. So the basically two snail sections we have. Now coming to the first one, so Marvin still going full throttle there. Now he will not be braking, just a bit, a tiny bit braking, and now just letting the car stroll basically. Not really doing much of braking there. We saw that there was slight bit of braking, but nonetheless, not much braking going on. That's so-called trail braking, just applying a bit of braking pressure. Yeah, just over time basically. Now he is going down to first gear for this corner for a bit of extra rotation. Now you can see the circuit now has a left-hander coming up, so he wants to stick as far to the left as he can, going up to second, and now going down to first once again. So yeah, very tight corners we have here, but Marvin managed that pretty nicely, going down to first gear for the extra rotation. Now quickly up to third gear like we saw there, and now full throttle for this final part of the first sector, so up to fourth, and now you want to shift up to seventh gear until you are braking at around 100 meters for this right-hander that is coming up. You want to go as far to the left as you can. It's basically a hairpin and probably even a good overtaking opportunity in the race. So you're going down to first gear there for this corner. Marvin didn't hit the apex like he might have wanted, and now for this next part, very interesting section. In 2019 it wasn't flat out. Let's see what it is now in 2020. It is flat out for basically every tire you can be on in the race. So of course with the soft tires applied in time trial, that's easily flat out. Now for this right hand, you want to go as far to the left as you can, and now, yeah, dive deep into the corner, shifting down to fifth. Marvin even opts for fourth gear here, and now quickly up to fifth and braking. There's no real indicator for when you have to brake. It's just by pure instinct and learning, I guess. Going down to second gear is Marvin, just for the extra rotation. You can stick it in third. Marvin was a bit late on the brakes here, so he does not hit the apex on the left hand side like he wants to. Now quickly up to fourth gear even, and quickly up to fifth. Now that also is a very tricky part. You don't want to go off track on the right hand side, but on the other hand it's very easy to lose your car. So beware there, and yeah, try to avoid either of that. So that was sector 2, and now coming up to sector 3, and around 75 meters is where you want to brake for this left-hander, which is quite a tight left-hander. It closes up a lot, and you have to basically set up your line through this long right-hander that's coming up next, which leads to the main straight of the main overtaking opportunity at the end of this long straight, which you can see on the bottom left on the track map. So Marvin going down to first. No, he's not. So he's sticking it in second gear. You can't go down to first just for the extra rotation. Quickly up to third, down to second, and now very quickly up to fourth. Short shifting is, yeah, the thing that will help you improve your lap time here most. So you wanna short shift there for this long right-hander, which is, like I said previously, leading to this very long straight. And yeah, DRS opens here, so you can set your move up on your opponent until you have to brake for this very yeah, around 110 meters for this hairpin that is coming up next. So you want to go onto the curb on the left hand side, brake down, go into first gear for the extra rotation, and quickly up to third, just to get that extra bit of traction out of your car, which Marvin does here. So you want to clip the apex. Marvin misses it a slight bit, quickly up to third. And now for this final corner, like I said at the beginning of the lap, you want to go as far to right as you can, just trying not to hit the bollard on the left hand side, like we saw for several tracks yet. So in Australia, for example, where we saw the same thing. And you don't want to get too far to the right just to avoid having your lap time invalidated. Marvin does that, clipping the apex on the inside. Now the apex on the outside in the middle of his car, basically just under his car. So maximizing his lap time there. Now coming up to the line, DRS wide open, and that's a lap around China. So now for the setup, it's basically yeah, a bit the same, you could say, like it was in Vietnam. That's just an indicator for you guys. If you want to go with that, you can go with that, but there are some other, yeah, tricks to do that. That's it from me for this week. I will leave you alone with Marvin for another lap, and yeah, hope to hear you next time.